lovely people. Esther here with a different video than what I normally film. You know, I am not the kind of YouTuber who gets a lot of requests from companies to do reviews of their products. And when I do get solicited, I almost never say yes, because the product really has to be something that I actually really like and that I know I'm going to give a really glowing review to, because why would I take something that I don't like? Why would I take it and then savage it? Why would I take it and not be honest? You know, there's just too many questions. And in fact, I do have some, overall questions about commercialism and whatever it means to be a content creator, which is not something I ever thought that I would be. But here I am, and I guess this is called content, and I am creating it, hence content creator. Anyway, all that is a long way of saying that I'm about to do an unboxing of a product that I would never have bought for myself, but when the creator contacted me, I was like, oh, this is interesting. So this is a altar starter kit from a company called Energy Mindfulness, and of course I'll include the link below. And it is exactly what it says. It is a starter kit for building a home altar, an altar that you can place on your bureau or on a mantelpiece or on a table or a shelf. And I was intrigued by this product. That seems like a very strange word for an altar. But I wanted to check it out, both because it looked really beautiful. It already has a bunch of 5-star reviews on Amazon. And because the company looked like they were a legit and well-intentioned company. And also because the whole idea of a home altar is something that I wanted to explore with you. I'm sitting here in front of my home altar. I actually have 4 different altars in my meditation space, and I'll flip the camera around and show you that in a second. This is the view from the other angle from what I'm looking at when you were looking at me before, and you can see there's my black Tara and another Buddha altar and a Kuan Yin altar and another Kuan Yin altar, which also has that green image of Prajnaparamita, has some tarot cards. That's my sort of main tarot altar. So that's, my space. I have these 4 altars, and my main altar here behind me. The word altar comes from Latin. It comes from the Latin word altus. If you think of the Spanish word alta or the Italian word alta, it means high, right? So, what is an altar? An altar is about this fundamental gesture of offering that we see in all the world's religious and spiritual traditions, of what it means to that reverential posture of lifting up to the heavens, right? Of offering it up, that movement up. When we die, we fall to the earth and we get assimilated into the earth. And when we are born and grow, we grow up toward the heavens. And that sense of our life as being something that we lift up. So altars are this high place that we hold open for that gesture of offering. And whatever your spiritual tradition is, there may be some very clear guidelines on what the altar contains. You may be in a religious tradition that doesn't refer to that place of reverence as even a place or as an altar, but in every world religion or spiritual tradition I've ever encountered, there is some form of tradition of lifting up, of raising up in thanksgiving, in humility, in reverence, in respect. This gesture, right? This bowing gesture. So how do we create an altar at home? Let me just talk a little bit about what's on my altar. Now, I'm a Zen Buddhist, so my altar, and the whole idea of it being high, I'm sitting on the floor here. My meditation cushion is right there. A fan because it's summer in Eugene, Oregon. But here's my altar, right? So I have my central image, which is actually not the traditional Buddha image that you see on a Zen Buddhist altar. It's an image of Amida Butsu, Amida Buddha, Amitabha in Sanskrit, the Buddha associated with faith, and his hands are in this gesture, which is the gesture of this particular manifestation of the Buddha, as opposed to the more traditional meditation posture of Shakyamuni Buddha. And because I am kind of an eclectic Zenny, there's a whole lot of other stuff on my altar. I have a heart-shaped stone that is in the Buddha's hands. Putting a gem in the hands of your main image, your main devotional image, placing a stone or a gem, that's a very common gesture that people see in a lot of different kinds of altars. Notice how the Buddha is in the highest place on the altar. Now, given the shape of this room, of my little shrine room, he's not quite high enough. I mean, he should be higher than anything else. But at least when I'm sitting, when I'm meditating, when I'm sitting to study in this space, or to pray, or to read cards, my head is lower than his head by a little bit. So, that's good. He's high. He's higher than I am. Below him, right here is, this is Kotsu, which is a symbol of teaching authority in Zen. So I'm a Zen Dharma teacher. That's my Kotsu. These are my parents, my father and my mother, who are both deceased. So I want to bring my reverence and my offering with them in mind, my people, my karma, my family. I have my mother's ashes, some of her ashes here. There's this symbolism that's really common on all altars that I've ever encountered of what flourishes and the light. So this sense of we're kindling what can then flourish. So flowers in a traditional Zen Buddhist altar, you either have total symmetry, or you might have flowers on the Buddha's right and then candles on the Buddha's left. I have my incense brazier. In the space below the altar, I keep various things that are important for my practice, including my incense and some nice matches. And so my practice might be in the morning to be facing, or when I'm about to do ritual work or prayer or sitting meditation or reading my cards, I light the helper candle and the main candle. And because the light and the flowers are both the offering of kindling the flame and then what flourishes from that kindling, this helper candle is really important in my training, in my tradition, because I'm not going to light incense from the main candle. Its light is offering. Instead, I'm going to use the helper candle. And so in my practice, I light the incense. I hold it to my forehead. I offer it. I'd be facing the Buddha normally. I offer the incense. My brazier really needs cleaning, so I'm having a hard time sticking the incense in. And then I would be doing 3 full bows to the Buddha. And if I'm praying or chanting, I might offer incense, bow, do my chanting and my praying, and then bow at the end. If I'm meditating, I would offer incense, bow, do my 3 full bows, and then sit to meditate. But there's a sense of I offer the incense and I bow as I'm lifting up that offering. And then I embark on whatever ritual activity or magical activity or spiritual activity. And then at the conclusion, I'm also going to offer 3 bows to the Buddha. I also, because, I'm an eclectic, I've got tarot, I've got my Zen practice. blow out that one because the flame was getting a little bit raucous. I also have these other items on my altar that are important to me as markers of my devotion and my practice. So I have some crystals. I have some, again, remembering my karma and my ancestors. I have my grandmother's wedding ring. I have some special stones that my husband gave me when we got married. I have a rock from the Oregon coast that was part of a very important day of meditation. And that's my altar. So, what is needed for an altar? You know, you want to have the central image or the deity or deities or concepts, whatever you want to be holding up high and whatever you want to be bringing your full intention to. You know, this bowing that we do in Zen Buddhism, I've heard it described as, you know, you bring your head to the ground in this remembering of the ways in which at some point everything that I think that I am will rejoin the earth. And that gesture of the willingness to bring my full self forward in this life and offer my full self. Not just my intentions in prayer, but my full self. I offer it all up. In Zen, we do this thing where we lift our hands up when we bow. And one imagery that I've heard brought forward with that is the idea that the Buddha's feet are placed on our hands and we're lifting up the Buddha himself. I feel like I'm lifting up that which is awakened in me, and I'm allowing my whole self to pour out in that gesture. So, you know, absolutely necessary on an altar is, I think, the image of that which we lift our hearts up, that which we pour ourselves out for, whether it's an image of a deity or, you know, any other kind of image. Maybe it's just the images of your ancestors. Maybe it's a poem. Maybe it's a tarot card that's incredibly important to you from that month that you are lifting up. But again, what am I pouring myself out for? What am I lifting my heart up to? And then I think having a place that you can make offerings, whether the offerings, I didn't mention, I also have an offering of water. So, you know, this idea that you might be ritualistically feeding, nourishing, bringing your whole self as nourishment to whatever you've placed on high, whatever you've raised up on high, that altar. So, you know, places for that and symbols of that kind of offering. So here I have the offering of nourishment in the water, the offering of light, the offering of life, and the offering of smoke, of scent. And that's all that we really need on an altar. So the Energy Mindfulness altar starting kit, let's see what is in here and how this one is designed. Again, I really like the idea that this is a company that's trying to help you bring forward devotional practice in an easy way for people who don't have a tradition to fall back on necessarily and trying to craft their own home traditions. I'm breaking the box here, but that's okay. So in the box is a densely packed foam insert, which is protecting the contents. Oh, this is really, this is a hefty and meaty and beautiful object. Made from bamboo. This weighs, must weigh about 20 pounds, 15 pounds. Let's reposition this so we can see it together better. This is my computer. So you get a sense of the size of this box. I'll put the the dimensions below. So it's like a large jewelry box, right? With these, oh, this is beautiful. These quartz handles that pull out and contain whatever items you need inside. Oh, this, I have to say, folks, this is exceeding my expectations. So the card came saying, the divine instilled in you is being filled with life force and energy. There are challenges, but the divine is always there to bring your path to fulfillment. With gratitude and appreciation, Heather and Kaya. So those are the two proprietesses of this company. And then there's a kind of starter kit, an energy guide, which says, open the altar and unfold the table. So open the altar and unfold the table. So you can see the whole thing is made to be able to be compact. And there's 2 notches here that allow you to lift up these sides easily. And it lays pretty flat. This has a slight, it has a slight angle, leaning back like that, which I imagine will allow you to display artwork there. Lay out the cloth and devotion guide. So here's the cloth, which fits right over here. And devotion guide, what's that? Place meaningful, personal, and spiritual items on your altar and set intentions. So I'm going to place for now, I'm going to place my malachite Buddha. This is just a malachite object. The dorje and an image of another kind of image of Prajnaparamita. Prajnaparamita is the mother of all Buddhas, the perfection of wisdom. Cleanse your sacred space with the sage spray. Oh, this drawer is just packed. It's packed. Here's a candle, 2 candles. These are I think it comes with 7 chakra crystals. Everything has a clean and beautiful scent. Ooh, and these are the chakra crystals. Wow, folks, this is really, really beautiful. So we have crystal, the clear. This is turquoise, I guess. I'm not sure what all these, I don't know my crystals very well. So we have our chakra crystals. Beautiful. Now, what's this? Oh, this is the bag that you can carry the whole altar in. It expands out, and so you can wrap the whole altar when it's folded up. It can be carried and transported in this bag. So it's technically portable. And I can spray sage spray. This one's opening. So if you don't have sage at hand to burn, in the hospital we use these sage sprays all the time. Not this brand particularly, but other formulations. And we use this because you can't actually burn things in the hospital, right? But we occasionally have families and patients. Oh, look at that! This kind of kind of like a bamboo. Let's see how this works. feel like I should be able to, directions, maybe I read that. Shake well before each use. But how do I open it? Ah, there we go. I'm a pro. Kids, don't try this at home. So we occasionally at the hospital have patients or families who want to smudge their space. So we use sage sprays instead of actual burning of sage. So wonderful. And then I do feel like now in some ways I have an altar that feels exactly what I want it to be. This is beautiful smelling. Again, it's sort of, I think this is the scent that I was smelling the whole time. It's very clean. It has a little citrus. I don't know my essential oils. It doesn't say what. Oh yeah, it does. Eucalyptus mint. Okay. So I guess that's what it smells like. It's eucalyptus mint. Yeah, they're both, so 2 eucalyptus mint candles. In some sense, I do feel like what this altar really needs is some flowers, something living. But there you go. A beautiful, transportable home altar that could go in any room at all, hopefully on the highest surface that is available. And that would then allow me to create a sacred space in that area. It's beautifully made. It's really feels well crafted. And the drawers allow us to transport what we need to transport. On the Daily Devotion Guide, it says, state your affirmations and access guides or higher power. Now, what you do with your altar, I've just been talking about it in terms of offering and lifting up. How that works for you in your practice is going to probably be as individual as every person who watches this video. I'd be really interested to hear how you're working with home altars, how you're working with sacred space, what it means for you to put something on your altar, and what you're trying to achieve with it. For me, this is not so much about stating affirmations or manifestation, but it's about what do I want to lift up? How do I elevate that side of myself that is most high, right? How do I bring myself up to that which really is awake, to that which really is bright and alert? Yeah. May whatever your practice is for offering and raising up, may that practice find fulfillment and stability and grace. As always, I thank you so much for your practice, and thank you for joining me here today. Take good care. It's just very beautifully made, very solid, really lovely intention and attention to detail, from the kind of rose gold metal bands surrounding the quartz to the design of this backdrop and the ease with which this opens out. Storage drawers. So here it is packed away in the hemp bag that it comes with. So this is totally transportable. You know, as you move from one venue to the next, if you go to, you know, some kind of a festival and you want to set up, if you go on vacation, if you're moving between home and an office, totally transportable. And what's great about the whole idea of an altar kit, an altar starter kit, I love it, is it's customizable, right? They give you what you need. They give you a suggestion about how to lay things out. You've got the chakra stones there in that picture, you know, laid out in a semicircle. You've got your 2 candles to give symmetry. But the whole idea is that this is just where you start, to give you an open canvas, an open space to create your own devotional practice, to support your own lifting up, raising up, honoring your awakened highest intentions, to honor your own awakened and beautiful heart. Yeah, energy mindfulness. Beautiful, beautiful execution of a simple but important idea. Thanks, guys, for sending it to me to review. This is a beautiful object. Okay, take care, everyone.